So today we're going to be talking about UFC fighters that are better than their current ranking. Starting off in the heavyweight division, we have got the number 6th ranked heavyweight in Jailton Almeida. Look, let's quickly look at the heavyweight weight class. Obviously, you've got Curtis Blaydes above him. Now, Curtis Blaydes did beat Jailton Almeida, but if you remember watching back that fight, Almeida was ragdolling him for large parts of that fight, but he still did lose. So let's just skip over Curtis Blaydes and look at the people above Curtis Blaydes. Then you've got Sergey Pavlovich. Now, I think Pavlovich would be a pretty difficult matchup for Almeida, although I've seen Sergey Pavlovich's grappling being exposed by people who aren't as high level on the mat as what Jailton Almeida is. We've seen it get exposed by Alistair Overeem. I thought Curtis Blaydes was going to expose Sergey Pavlovich's ground game, but for some reason, Curtis Blaydes forgot to wake up and fucking smell the coffee, turn the guy's brain on, and actually wrestle with the guy instead of stand there and decide to box with Sergey Pavlovich. I don't know why Curtis Blaydes done that. I don't know. But I think Almeida would beat him because I do think there's a hole in Sergey Pavlovich's groin game. And I think Almeida in the heavyweight division is probably like top 3 grapplers. He's maybe number 2, to be honest. I think he beats Pavlovich. Moving on to Alexander Volkov. Volkov has really developed his overall MMA game. Obviously, for a very long time now, the guy was known for being this tall, rangy striker. He is still a great striker. Obviously, in his last fight, he got robbed against Cyril Gane. But the fight before that, he absolutely styled on Sergey Pavlovich. Actually beat the guy that bad. He took all of Sergey's aura away. Actually beat him that bad that when Sergey Pavlovich went in there with Jairzinho Rosenstrike, the guy decided to become a wrestler. That's how bad Volkov beat Sergey Pavlovich. But I think Almeida's ground game would just be too much for Volkov. On the feet though, Volkov does have the advantage, but I would just trust in Almeida's grappling ability to get Volkov down, and I think he would submit him pretty quickly. And then Cyril Gane, a difficult one, because I feel like if Cyril Gane can keep it on the feet with Almeida, he smokes Almeida. And I feel like Cyril Gane's all-round ability, especially his takedown defense, is a bit like underrated. People get on like, you fucking touch this guy's leg and he's on his back. It's not that bad. The guy does have pretty good takedown defense. Obviously, what people are going on about, that people always go on about, is his matchup against John Jones, where he got submitted very early in the first round. Obviously, it wasn't a good look, but it's fucking John Jones. Although, I probably would, gun to my head, pick Almeida to beat him. So with all that being said, I think Almeida, just on his skill set and the people above him, in the right matchups, I think this guy could be a number 3 ranked heavyweight. Number 2. I'd have him number 2. I think this guy, really, when you look at the guys above him and how he matches up with them, I think he beats a large portion of them. Obviously, you do have that Curtis Blaydes one, but we're just going to have to look past it, guys. Let's be forward thinkers here, and let's look past that. I think he could be ranked number 2. Moving on, light heavyweight division, we have got Nikita Krylov. Look, Nikita Krylov, where are you? Where are you? Where has he been? Where has bro gone? I haven't seen him since. When was his last fight? March the 11th, 2023. We haven't seen that guy. Now, he is booked to fight Dominic Reyes at UFC 314 in Miami, I believe. I think this guy has a good resume. Obviously, he's beat the likes of... He's on a 3-fight win streak, with wins over Ryan Spann, Volkan Oezdemir, and Alexander Gustafsson. I think he could give hard matchups to these guys above him in the division as well. You've got Khalil Roundtree, Carlos Silberberg. I even think he gives Rakic a tough fight as well. Be interested to see him in there against Jamal Hill. Obviously, Jamal Hill really hasn't looked the same since his knee injury, although I do think a lot of people are underrating Jamal Hill, especially after his loss to Yuri Prohaska. They're getting on like this guy's an absolute bum now because he lost to the number 2 ranked Yuri Prohaska and the champion in Alex Pereira. But someone who I think is better than their number 8 ranking is definitely Nikita Krylov. Let's move on to the middleweight division. We have got Renan de Ridder. This guy is currently ranked number 15. Also, just quickly, while we're on the middleweight topic, how's Bo Nickel ranked above Renan de Ridder? How? I need to know how. How can he beat fucking... Who did he beat? Cody Brundage. Then he beat Paul Craig. And now he's ranked above Renan de Ridder, who beat... let me see who he beat. I know he beat Kevin Holland in his last matchup. And he beat Gerald Meerschaert in the fight before that. Those two are better wins than beating Cody Brundage and Paul Craig, in my opinion. Plus the work this guy done in different promotions, like one championship. The guy's a 2-division world champion in there. He is getting up there in age now, but when you look at his skill set, I'd probably favour him to beat Bo Nickel. I think Bo Nickel's overrated, to be honest. Shara Bullet, he beats him. He beats Kopylov. He beats Michel Pereira. Those who know Jack Hermanson, that guy's the real tough test. I think at this point in time, he beats Paulo Costa. I'd favour him over Roman Dolidze. I'd actually favour him over Brendan Allen as well. And then this is where it gets a bit difficult. I'd actually probably pick him to beat Jared Cannonier right now as well. Like, I think this guy could be a lot higher. The only thing is, we haven't seen him in there with that elite level competition. But I think he's better than his number 15 ranking, to be honest. Moving on, we have got Joaquin Buckley. Look, Joaquin Buckley is ranked number 6 in the UFC's welterweight division. This guy is the dark horse of this division. I think, now early prediction, I am picking JDM to beat Bilal Muhammad. I also think Joaquin Buckley would beat Bilal Muhammad. I also think Joaquin Buckley would beat a lot of guys above him. Let's just have a quick look who's above him. I think he would beat Sean Brady. Him versus JDM would be interesting. I don't know how he would fare against JDM. I think he beats Kamaru Usman right now. I think he beats Shavkat Rakhmonov. Don't know how he fares against Leon Edwards. I think Leon would be a tricky style for Joaquin Buckley, to be honest, because a lot of people are underestimating Leon Edwards now. A lot of people are kind of looking past the work this guy's done. I mean, he knocked out Prime Kamaru Usman, then he schooled him in their trilogy matchup, then he beat Colby Covington. He was undefeated for 9 years before that, but this is not a Leon Edwards Glaze video, and I think he beats Bilal Muhammad. I actually do. I think Joaquin Buckley would beat Bilal Muhammad. I think he's much better than his number 6 ranking. I really, really do. I think by the end of the year, Joaquin Buckley's going to be in the top 3. Top 3 at welterweight, in my opinion. That's how good I think this guy is. Moving on in the lightweight division, we've got Gamrot. Look, the gamer. Fucking Matthias Gamrot. Look, I don't care what anybody says. Those who know that this guy was brutally robbed by Dan Hooker at UFC 305. He beat Dan Hooker. He beat him. It's just there's no other alternative. I don't know how people give Dan Hooker the win. Matthias Gamrot beat him. Factual information. If you watch back that fight, you will understand what I mean. Gamrot beat him. And when we're looking at him now, he's currently ranked number 8 in the UFC's lightweight division. Michael Chandler's a pretty difficult matchup for him, to be honest, but he beat Dan Hooker. I think he would give Max Holloway a good bit of problems as well, just because of his grappling. He's obviously not going to fight Poirier. I think he would give Gaethje a run for his money as well. I really, really do with his grappling. He's beat Arman Tsarukyan. He has beat the number 1 ranked lightweight contender in Arman Tsarukyan. I think he'd even give Charles Oliveira a tough matchup, because Oliveira, yes, I would give Oliveira the edge on the feet, and Oliveira is dangerous with his submissions and his grappling. However, Oliveira falls into this trap when he's in there with high-level wrestlers, where he just gets comfortable of trying to work off his back, and then he ends up just losing valuable time, just being on his back, being controlled. We've seen that in the Arman fight. We've seen that against Islam. We see it time and time again with Oliveira. But Matthias Gamrot, this guy is underrated. This guy is better than his number 8th ranking currently in the UFC. Moving on in the featherweight division, we've got Aljamain Sterling. This one right here is kind of the whole reasoning behind this video. There's no way you can tell me former bantamweight champion, second greatest bantamweight of all time, Aljamain Sterling, is the 9th best UFC featherweight. There's no way you can tell me that. If we look at who's above him, you've got Josh Emmett. That's a difficult matchup for him. Arnold Allen, difficult matchup. I would lean towards Aljamain Sterling in the Arnold Allen matchup. I still would against Josh Emmett as well. He beats Brian Ortega. He beats Jair Rodriguez. He arguably beat Movsar Evloev. I think he gives Diego Lopez a really tricky matchup. Max Holloway isn't even in the UFC's featherweight division anymore. And then these two right here. I mean, Ilia Topuria is not even in it anymore. But Volkanovski, I think, would be a really tough matchup for him. I think Diego Lopez also would be. He arguably beat Movsar. He definitely beats Jair. He definitely beats Brian Ortega. I favour him against Arnold Allen. And the same with Josh Emmett. There's no way this guy is the 9th best. He's easily top 5 right now in the featherweight division. Easily. He is easily top 5. Moving on in the bantamweight division, we've got Jose Aldo. Right. Why do the UFC hate this guy so much? Why bring this guy back? Like, Jose Aldo, the UFC brought him back to save UFC 301. That's factual information, because that there was Pantoja versus Steve Ercik. The card was so dog shit. It actually was a pretty fun card when you watched it, but in terms of names on paper, it was a shit card. Then they brought Aldo back. They put him in there against Jonathan Martinez. He beat Jonathan Martinez, who was just outside the top 10. Then you're thinking, right, okay, he's just beat Jonathan Martinez. He had a long layoff. He came back. He beat Jonathan Martinez. Who are they going to give him? Are they going to give him a Henry Cejudo? Are they going to match him up above Rob Font and Chito Vera, considering not long ago he beat both of them comfortably? Are they going to match him up there with like a Song Yadong or a Corey Sanhagen or a Sean O'Malley? No. They match him up against fucking Mario fucking Batista. And then they have the cheek to rob Jose Aldo, a legend of the game, and give the win to fucking Mario Batista. This guy, Jose Aldo, should be ranked number 7. 6 or 7 in the bantamweight division. And I mean that, I really do mean that. How's this guy ranked number 11? Mario Batista didn't beat him. I don't care what anybody says. Mario Batista did not beat him. And moving on to the flyweight division, we've got Kai Asakura. Look, this one right here is a bit of a difficult one. Obviously, he's only had one fight in the UFC, and that was against Pantoja. He got finished pretty quickly in that matchup. But from that wee snippet that we've seen in the UFC, and from what I've seen in his career in Rising, I think he's a top 6 flyweight. I really, really do. I think Kai Asakura is a top 6 flyweight. Top 6 or 7. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I understand why he's been ranked this low, because he only faced Pantoja. He got finished in the second round. He hasn't fought anybody else, because there's a lot of guys in the flyweight division that are proven. But I think Kai Asakura's skill set, I think he's a top 6 or 7 flyweight, to be honest. So yeah, those are UFC fighters that are better than their current rankings, in my opinion. You can let me know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.